What's going on, guys? This is RRPG here, and I'm here to present another 2 cents video on the 2 cents block for you all. For this 2 cents video, I've decided to break the mold a little bit and head back into rant mode. Now, we all know that E3 is less than a week away, and we can expect to see so many great announcements coming on the ends from all the big three at the event. Before E3, Nintendo held a Japanese Direct with talking about games that were on track for a summer release on the Wii U and the 3DS. Some of them actually looked pretty good and very exciting, like Monster Hunter Cross, for example. I mean, a game that is well received for what it is, but adding in more flashy and fast-paced action? That is something I've been waiting to see in that series, because I always thought it was missing that element for a hack-and-slash type of experience. If it comes to the West, then you can bet your ass I'll be picking that up on the new Nintendo 3DS. Even though most of the stuff was very interesting and pretty exciting to see Japan getting them this year, there was at least one major downfall that came with the presentation. It was announced that Sega was currently developing the next iteration of the Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, where it is themed around the upcoming event that takes place in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil in 2016. Some newer elements not done in the game of this series, such as playing soccer or football from everywhere else, is being presented for the first time we haven't seen, but that is not what I'm wanting to talk about for this video today. Here's the thing, okay, this shit has got to stop. The franchise has been done to death about 4 times, the games aren't fun, and they are just complete, utter bullshit. I'm sorry for my French in advance, but I cannot pass this up. Ever since Sega became more of a third-party publisher and developer, there have been many people clamoring for both Mario and Sonic, 2 rivals back in the early days of gaming, to be in a crossover platformer, since they were both famous in the genre as each series innovated with their own ideas. However, what we are dealing with is games that are already developed or in the middle of development that consist of nothing but a bunch of minigames that have been done like crazy since the Wii era, where there were good minigame completions and really bad ones that came from an embroiled sea of shovelware. I consider this series to be sort of a middle ground. The reason I say that is that there is at least 1 to a few minigames in almost every iteration that managed to stand out, but that really doesn't say a lot with how poor the quality is and how repetitive the games are for being already done in many other minigame completions that it is running dry. The only time where we got to see Mario and Sonic do something fun is with Super Smash Bros. Brawl for the Wii, as well as the most recent installment on the 3DS and the Wii U, where both of them could fight against each other along with the many other characters that are available. Leaning toward my other side of the argument is that crossover games that deal with a unique idea with fun gameplay mechanics and filled with quality such as Smash Bros. And Project Cross Zone, those are the types of games that are fun and good for consumers. Even if we got a game such as The Legend of Zelda Cross Okami to make the light of day, you can guarantee that action-adventure gaming geeks like yours truly will go out to pick up a game like that. Even something like Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem is a game with a unique idea with fun gameplay and full of quality that will ensure a good number of sales from RPG nuts and Wii U owners as well. When you look at a game like Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, that is something that is bad for the industry. It's bad for us. Nintendo, I do not know why you give Sega the okay for them to work on the series when 1 game for each set of Olympics was already enough. Not to mention about them screwing up the 3-game deal for the Wii U when one of them was actually a tolerable game. But they went and screwed up with the release of not only Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric, but Mario and Sonic at the 2014 Sochi Olympics. Seeing as how bad those games did critically, I think that there was the nail in the coffin for how bad they have been doing when delivering games on your consoles, as they weren't meeting up to your quality guidelines. Seeing as how both Nintendo and Sega work on a new Mario and Sonic at the Olympics is ridiculous, and just adding to the overall notion of just pissing off gamers who wanted to see a crossover platform game. I even can't understand how it is that people can defend a game series like that when they are nothing but monotonous, repetitive, and most of all, they have no soul in the end. What makes it even more sad is that we, the consumer, are voting for our wallets with this garbage. And I know they have this really bad history at being complete and utter morons, but it is high time that they, Nintendo, and Sega need to wake up. I have not supported this series in the beginning, and I will not support this series in the long run, and everyone needs to follow suit. The only crossover games that I support are the ones that make complete sense, have fun concepts, and quality gameplay attached to them to where they come out on top. If anything, a crossover game of that caliber is how they should be, even for something like a Mario and Sonic game, then I have no problem with that. But these 2 companies who want to continue to dick us around mercilessly with these games for about every 2 years, that's it! I'm done! I'm done with this, as this completely goes past the point of delivering a quality experience to consumers, as it is more about both companies trying their hardest to get as much money out of our wallets as possible. I know Nintendo does care about making quality games for consumers to enjoy, but they are a business that wants to make money as everyone else. But Sega is a much different story, as they have a bad history of rushing their products out the door. Nintendo, you need to realize that Sega is in a very tight and deep situation at this moment in time, and I do believe that in order for them to try and survive, they need to work on the game that people have been begging for both you and them to create. If they continue down this path where they are going right now, I don't think they'll be around much longer. I can only see you buying them to be part of your brand with Atlas, or giving them the option to work with them in making a proper Mario and Sonic crossover game that is fun. I mean, I'm telling you, something like this has got to be done. At the end of the day, I'm not aiming this toward people who hate both companies, nor am I aiming this to those who hate Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, as this is something that has got to stop. Nintendo may be making good strides in so many people's minds as much as I do, but even they are making some very questionable decisions, which this happens to be one of them. This isn't about the Super Mario or the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise, as this is about the current situation on a collaboration series that has continued to induce line after line of just unnecessary BS. I mean, seriously. It's gotta stop. Alright guys, make sure you rate this video as well as leaving your positive and negative feedback down in the comments. Also be sure to hit that subscribe button underneath that video, as more support from you guys will mean that more content is coming from me in the future that you won't even find anywhere else. Until next time, this is RRPG signing out by saying Godspeed and game on, gamers. Have a good one.